Business think tank the New Zealand Initiative wants the government to use testing data to grade teachers on student performance in the classroom. It sounds reasonable, so why do those who represent teachers say it's unfair?
The decile system, which ranks schools according to community needs, is on the way out. It's going to be replaced by something called the Predictive Risk Index. School funding will be determined by how many at-risk students are enrolled, drawing on what the government knows about their backgrounds, like how long mum and dad have been on welfare for, how old they were when they had their kids, whether they've got a criminal record, their level of schooling. But the New Zealand Initiative wants to go further, using the same info to predict how well a classroom should be performing, then grading the teachers from good to poor based on the students' results. The Education Minister is interested, but Labour Education spokesperson Chris Hipkins doesn't think this Big Brother-style approach will work.
The idea that some computer algorithm is going to determine how well kids should do in school, and then teachers are going to be judged based on whether those kids exceed or fall below those expectations is just completely nuts.
So if a teacher consistently flunks, could they be expelled? We've already got a teacher shortage. That's hardly going to help.
We need to celebrate the teaching profession. We need to send a message that we think teachers are some of the most valued people in our workforce, and we need to pay them accordingly. But we also need a teacher supply plan that's about identifying where are the gaps going to be in our teaching workforce in the future and how we're going to meet those.
The New Zealand Initiative says the grades would be used to assist struggling teachers. But is this a case of big business talking out of school? Well, Martine Udahemuka is from the New Zealand Initiative. And Martine, what sort of changes are you looking for in the way that teachers are assessed?
So the main changes that we propose are to do with data, so providing better information on school success to principals and back to teachers as well, and to parents. So they will look better, first of all, because at the moment we have information that only ranks schools on NCEA levels, and that doesn't actually really tell us much about how much students have progressed at the end of the year, given where they've started from. So there'll be much better measures.
I'm a little bit worried it might scare teachers off. We've already got a teacher shortage, and once they find out they're going to be graded, marked against their peers, it doesn't seem like a very good way of attracting more people into the profession.
Actually, I would argue that what we have at the moment is more problematic, because what we have at the moment, we've got teachers being pushed to push all their students at the same pace, to be at the same place at the end of the year. But we're not actually acknowledging that teachers, they deal with very different challenges. So some of them have classes that have, a lot of kids from disadvantaged backgrounds, and others might have classes that have a lot of kids from affluent backgrounds that with parents who help them with their homework, who read to them. But we're not actually taking these sort of things into consideration at the moment. So actually what we're proposing is a much fairer measure.
What's the New Zealand Initiative's view on linking a teacher's performance to their pay?
Our view is that principals need to have the autonomy to do what they need to do to make changes in their schools. So in a self-management landscape that we are really proud of, we cannot decide what principals need to do. But what we do know is that those great teachers that are out there in classrooms, they need to be rewarded and recognised for that. And the ones that need support need to be empowered with data to actually know how they can improve.
Can you reward a good teacher just based on data, though? I know the teachers that I loved the best at school, we had connections that were far beyond my NCEA results.
I completely agree. And actually, so what we talk about is just one key or one component of a teacher appraisal system. This isn't the only thing that principals should be looking at, because there's so much more that teachers do, as you say, besides teaching students how to read, write and count. But there has to be a component of the appraisal system.
Martine, lots to think about, and thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
That sounds to me like Martine is on the teacher's side, and it's quite a holistic approach, I think. And also, we're all judged on our performance, otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here, and if we did a bad job we wouldn't be back. So why not teachers?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is these teachers cheating on their exams. madness.
Filling in their kids' exams
Yeah.
so that they look like they're doing a better job.
They
Classic
would
move.
not do that. For one thing, teachers don't have enough time to do that. They've just got enough time to do their one job properly.
Don't you think, do we need this? Don't you think in most schools they probably know who the bad teachers are? The teachers probably know, the principals probably know, some of the students will know.
Yeah, so what's been done about it? I mean,
Well,
if they're
one less
bad
bicky
teachers...
at morning tea. I mean, what can you do about a bad teacher?
All right. Well, we've not solved that, but we've got more for you after the break.
Ideas, right?